Hey, what's up guys? It's Eric with the Code Cartel again, and I'm here to talk to you about GitHub. And today we're going to be looking at how to do a pull request on our repository. So when you've made some changes from on your forked repository, so in this case eCarlsD UTaskWeb, and I want to get those pushed up to the Code Cartel UTaskWeb, what I need to do is initiate a pull request. And it's interesting that they call it a pull request, right? You would think you'd call it a push request, but really you're requesting that the Code Cartel do a pull from your repository and then merge it into their existing repo. So apparently I hit function key 10. Okay, so what we're going to do, you can see here that I'm on the style sheet branch instead of the master branch, and I added a style sheet file to this repo, and I made some changes to the index.html that reference this style sheet to make our header, one of the header elements, the h1, to make it blue. So I've already committed that code and pushed that up to my repo. So if we take a look at my repo now, you can see that my last commit added, let's see, yeah, so looks like that commit is actually not showing up. Because I'm on the wrong branch. Okay, so if I switch to my style sheet branch, I added my styles.css and changed the h1 color. So if I go in here and look at the diff, we can see that I basically added a section of HTML to link to this style sheet, and I also added this mystyles.css file and changed and made a an h1 blue class and set the color. So, all right, looks like I need to add a new line at the end of the file, but okay, so that's what we've done on this commit, and that is on a separate branch. So if I take a look at my network, this is the original merge that we had done when I did a pull request before, and in the first video we made another commit after master, added something, pushed it to demonstrate how we do a push. Now we're going to, now that I've made a new branch and added the style sheet functionality, I want to actually send a request to the Code Cartel to pull that. So I'm going to go and switch to the Code Cartel, and I'm going to go up here and click this pull request button. Now I'm not going to merge master, and it's yelling at me. It's saying that my master is already up to date with master. So I don't actually want to submit a pull request with master. I want to submit a code request with a branch that apparently doesn't have, oh, okay, it's got the wrong repo here as well. So I want to submit a merge request or a pull request. I want to I want Code Cartel to pull code from my repo, eCarlsD UTaskWeb, and I want it to merge it into the Code Cartel's UTaskWeb. And I don't want to send master, I want to send style sheet. So I want them to merge style sheet into their code base, and I'm just going to write a little note here saying I added a style sheet and changed the color of the h1 on the index on index.html. So that's just a little note letting them know what I did. So that's what it's going to look like. That's what my note's going to look like when I post it. Okay, so I'm going to send that pull request. And if you want, actually, before you send the pull request, it's a good idea to actually check your commits. And so this is going to tell me exactly what my commits are. So I've got this commit, the first one, added an h4 to index.html, and then also added my styles.css and changed the h1 color. So, and it'll show the files changed, the same as before. So we can see all the changes I made over the entire range of my commits, not just the one commit, because we looked at the commit before and we only saw this h1 class equals blue. Like this was the only change that it showed, and it didn't. And of course we can see the style sheet as well. But I also added this line here. So I made quite a few changes over the, well, not quite a few changes, but several changes that didn't show up in the last commit diff that we looked at. This commit diff shows all the diff stats for all the commits that are going to be involved in this entire merge. And since my master was ahead of Code Cartel's master by 1 commit, and I had then branched off of that commit, then both of these commits are going to show up. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and just click submit since I've checked that, and make sure you do check that. Make sure that the files, that the diffs are right, because it should help identify kind of some potential merge issues and whatnot. So, and then go ahead and just click, after you've verified all this, go ahead and click send pull request. And that should send the pull request through. Now, you'll notice it'll bring you to the actual pull request page, and that creates an issue, which the Code Cartel can assign people to fix these issues. Right now, it's basically your issue. And if I click on that, it'll take me back to where we were before, where I'm looking at this open issue, and no one's assigned to it, but really it's my issue right now. And so, oh, and the reason it's actually showing me this is because I am the Code Cartel as well. I'm logged into the Code Cartel as a member of that organization, so I can see these changes, and I can say merge pull request, and it's going to do it automatically because there's no conflicts with the merge. So if I want, I can go ahead and merge that. Now, of course, I'll take a look at it. You know, if I'm the person reviewing it, you know, I'll look at all these commits and I'll look at the files changed, make sure that everything's good. You know, maybe do a code review on it with a team, and then once we approve it, we'll basically hit merge pull request. Now, if there's a problem with it, and I really want there to be something else done to it, I'll just put a note down here and say, you know, I'd really like to see more sweet font styles like Imperator. And that'll put this comment up here. Now that'll send an email to the person who made this this pull request, and they can take a look at it. And they know, hey, I'm not going to approve this pull request until you make this change. And so if I went and actually looked at my email here for this account, I should have a GitHub. Oh, it doesn't look like it showed up yet. Okay, so anyway, it should send you an email. It may not. I may have something set up where it doesn't, because I don't want to get so much spam. I've already got enough spam as it is on this account. So anyway, and then also what you'll have to do is basically go back and make changes, and then anything that you change on that branch will automatically be associated with this pull request. So you don't have to, once you've pushed it up to your repo, so if I go and make a change, and we'll just do that real quick. So let's go. That's funny when you just can't think. So let's go to our index.html, and maybe we'll add a font. Okay, so font family, and I guess we'll just say it's maybe we'll say Verdana. Okay, save that, and then let's make sure that it's reflected, and it is. And let's also just take a look at this. Yeah, so the font's changed to Verdana, so it looks like it's working. There's no errors, so I can go ahead and commit that. So if I say git commit -m, and then I say changed the font of H1 to Verdana. Oh, I should probably add that to my commit stage. Looks like everything's good. Yep. Okay, so now I can push that. Git push origin. Boy, I really can't type. And we want to push style sheet. Okay, everything's up to date. Feel like it should have pushed that. Oh, and it hasn't committed it. Interesting. So I guess because I pushed it. Okay, so now it's good. I guess I did them in the wrong order. I don't usually do it in that order, so. Okay, so push that up. Alright, so now on my side, I can look at my local repo and that's changed, right? But I've already submitted a pull request. So if I look at this and I switch to the style sheet branch and look at all my commits, I can see that I changed it to Verdana. So, okay. Now you might think intuitively, okay, well I might have to submit another pull request, but if we go look at the code cartel and we look at pull request, and this of course you won't be able to do this unless you're an admin on this account, but now I can check this out, look at the style sheet, and now there's another commit by E. Carlsty showing it's changed the font of H1 to Verdana. So what I can do is just merge the pull requests now. Style sheet looks good. And that will merge this pull request and close the issue. So I can look at these closed issues, and now I can see that I actually have the style sheet. And now if I go to the network, you can see that this series of changes that I made got merged into master. And now it's a part of the code cartel base source. So, all right, that concludes our tutorial on pull requests. So, hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, see you next time.